Greetings, Professor and fellow students. I'm here today to briefly discuss the Zara case with you. Jason went over the pros and cons of keeping the DOS system that Zara currently uses for IT and information systems. I'm going to talk to you today about the pros and cons of an upgrade to that system. And to start off with that, I would like to venture the point that Zara currently has a problem. And the problem now at Zara is that the DOS system is obsolete and it's leading to operational inefficiency. There's a number of ways that the DOS system leads to operational inefficiency. Currently on the market, there's a shortage of the hardware that supports the DOS, the POS terminals. There's only one company that's making them, and they won't guarantee Zara that they'll continue making these POS terminals compatible with DOS. If this company moves on from making the DOS-compatible hardware, Zara is in a tight position which could potentially paralyze their growth and their organization. Additionally, now with the POS and the PDAs, there's an absence of in-store networking, meaning that the POS systems around the store, they don't share information on a network wirelessly or through an Ethernet. The employees actually have to go around with a floppy drive to transfer information, which is a waste of time and a waste of manpower. There's other things that the employees could be doing if they utilize new technology. The most important thing is that the DOS system now, there's a lack of real-time communication between all the players in their value chain, from the manufacturers, the designers, and the in-store. There's no real-time inventory. Things are on a day-to-day basis. Information has to be uploaded at the store from the one POS to headquarters. So there's a daily deadline, but they could automate this process and have it be in real time. Okay, so the proposed future state that I'm suggesting is that Zara basically needs to update its POS system to a customizable system, and they can use kind of like an Ethernet platform or a wireless platform to facilitate growth. Future growth with new software, with new hardware. It's going to be much more compatible, and it's going to be the way to go for Zara. I'm also suggesting that they gradually make kind of an investment in IT personnel and also in continuing education for the rest of the managers so they can really understand the flow of information throughout the organization, and they can really understand the new technologies that they're implementing with their POS systems. This is really important because in Chapter 1 it talked about that a company really wants to stay in alignment with its organizational strategy, its business strategy, and its IT strategy. And in order to do so, managers throughout the forum really need to be educated about like how their IS infrastructure and the systems that they use affect the organization. And also these other personnel that they could hire or through the continuing education, they can get a better hold of some of the other applications that POS offers, such as CRM and ERP, which I'll talk about right now. So these would be additional systems. CRM would be customer relationship management. Basically, this is right from the text. CRM supports management activities performed to obtain, enhance relationships with, and retain customers. So basically, this is an application that kind of does a lot of what the general manager is trying to do right now. Build a relationship with the customer, figure out what the customer wants, give the customer, special promotions and further value, instead of the manager having to do that. And I'm sure he's missing some customers when he does that on a daily basis. If they implement some kind of CRM, it could really cater to all customers that are coming to the Zara stores and automate that process. Another additional system is the Enterprise Resource Planning, which is most commonly known as ERP. And sometimes customer relationship management is considered a part AERP, but I chose to highlight it because the customer relationship management, because that's really kind of what Zara focuses on with their business model. But there are other kinds of ERP systems, and they basically automate all the processes that are in the value chain. In Chapter 2, there's a good diagram of the value chain, you know, from the manufacturing to the in-store operations to the designers. If you implement one of these ERP systems, it really integrates the information flow seamlessly, you know, an automated process that can really kind of take out some of the human players, the human resources that Zara is currently using now to pass the information back and forth. I just want to briefly go over the guiding principles of Zara as an organization, because I think it's important to consider the guiding principles of the organization if you want to change the IT strategy and the information strategy and the IT infrastructure. So basically, this is the original business strategy of Zara, basically linking customer demand to manufacturing and then linking that to the distribution. And that's the idea they still live by today. And you know, the organizational structure of Zara, they really pride themselves in the decentralization that they have and the autonomy that they give some of their managers throughout the system, you know, especially the commercials who work with the designing process and the store managers who are currently, you know, dealing with all the ordering decisions and basically moving all the information from the store to the other places in the value stream. Okay, so basically the benefits of an upgrade. Right now, if they do this upgrade, the new operating system for their POSs, you know, it'll be compatible with a wide variety of hardware. So they'd be able to try new technologies out on the hardware side and possibly be able to find maybe even a cheaper hardware, since there's more manufacturers out there making, you know, hardware for these newer operating systems. You know, one of the biggest things is that the information, the flow will be less fragmented. It'll be able to quickly flow in real time throughout the entire organization. And it can go to all primary actors in the value chain, kind of bypassing that store manager route, who's kind of a big information player right now. If the process is automated, the information will just continually flow in real time. And then also, like I talked about, the new operating system is going to support a wide variety of customizable applications and systems such as the CRM and the ERP, you know, which can really kind of help Zara give the maximum value to the customer and also make its operations much more efficient. Okay, so now let's get down to the cost. Everybody's concerned about cost whenever we want to make a big change within a business organization. So basically, you know, this update of the operating system and all the corresponding hardware that would be necessary, it has a huge cost. We did a basic cost-benefit analysis, and I'm going to go ahead and post that on the discussion board for you to look at later. But basically, this is going to cost about 60.5 million euros to implement, buying the hardware and the software and installing it and training people to use it. Basically, that's going to be 14% of 2002's net income. So that's quite a chunk of change, quite a big investment. Also, another big issue with making a new operating system is that it could disrupt Zara's decentralized business structure right now. In the textbook chapters, it talks about the fact that Zara is currently in alignment, and they do compete right now because they can flow information back and forth quickly. So basically, with this new operating system, some part of the organizational strategy would have to change to facilitate the change in the information technology and the information systems, so that the company is not restricted growth-wise and there's no impediment to their value chain flow. And in addition, there is a lot of risk, with changing the operating system because it is changing the alignment. You may have heard, if it's not broke, why fix it? Zara currently really isn't broke. They're a profitable company. When this case, in the case study, if you look at the graphs in the back, they're a very profitable company. They're doing well. But I would argue that eventually their time is going to run out with the current operating system that they use now, and they're going to need to upgrade. And if they wait to do that, it could be detrimental to profits. Okay, so basically, in conclusion now, I just want to kind of just hit on what I talked about before. They should update their POS hardware and software, and they should really educate management, both current management and perhaps recruit new IT personnel, and maybe gradually incorporate these customer relationship management and ERP applications or systems on that new on the new operating system for the POSs. The great thing about these new operating systems is that they'll be able to customize it to what best suits the business. They could add different kinds of systems and take away different kinds of systems while still using the same operating system. I also think that they should probably upgrade the handheld devices. Currently on the market, there's a variety of POS devices, handheld, that could integrate with the other POS terminals throughout the store and could do a lot of the same things as the PDAs. And they're very functional and user-friendly as well. So looking forward, I think that, it's a great investment. This would be a great investment to acquire and, put in place new IT infrastructure. I think it's going to enhance, the operations of the organization, and it's going to help facilitate future growth. Now, just to close, I want you to look at these guys on the screen here. They're dressed a lot better than I am right now. Obviously, they care about fashion. Zara's customers care about fashion as well. Maybe they're trendy, maybe they're a little younger. They care about looks and aesthetics. If you look at the PDAs and the POSs in the case study, they're these big, bulky things. They're hard to use. They don't look very aesthetically appealing. Another thing is that, this new operating system and these new handheld devices and these nice new computers are going to look great within the Zara store. They're going to look more appealing to the customer. And our primary goal is serving the customer. I thank you very much for your time. Have a pleasant day.